Okay, Little Treehouse, Book 5. Captain Woodenhead, the Wooden-Headed Pirate. Hi, I'm Andy. I live in a treehouse with my friend Terry, and we make books together. I write the words and he draws the pictures. Hi, I'm Terry. I live in a treehouse with my friend Andy, and we make books together. I draw the pictures and he writes the words. Hi, I'm Jill. I live in a house full of animals in the forest near my friends Andy and Terry. I like animals and solving problems and doing puzzles. And I'm Silky. I'm a catenary and I can fly, and I'm Jill's favourite pet. If you're like most of our readers, you're probably wondering why Captain Woodenhead, the wooden-headed pirate, is called Captain Woodenhead. Well, that's easy. It's because he has a wooden head. But if you're wondering why he has a wooden head, well, that's going to take a little longer to explain. Let's start at the beginning. Once upon a time, there was a bad little boy who dreamed of nothing else but going to sea and becoming a pirate. And when he grew up, that's exactly what he did. He became a pirate captain and sailed the seas in his very own pirate ship with his very own pirate crew. He spent his days plundering ships, surrender or die. Burying treasure, where'd everybody go? Making people walk the plank, bye-bye, Grandma. Poor Grandma. And was as happy as any pirate captain could possibly be. Arr! That is, until the day his ship was attacked by a huge, disgusting fish that looked and smelled like a mouldy old piece of cheese, the terrifying Gorgonzola. You stink! The pirate captain drew his cutlass and tried to spear Gorgonzola from the deck of his ship, but as he leant over the side, the fiendish Gorgonzola leapt right out of the water and bit the pirate's head clean off his neck. Ouch! The pirate was a tough old sea dog, however, and he wasn't about to let the loss of a head slow him down. He carved a replacement head out of wood, but it was too silly. Too silly. I know you are, but what am I? So he tried again, but the next head was too cute. I'm adorable. Maybe, but not quite the look I'm going for. So he tried again, and the third one was just right. Just right. Don't just sit there. Put me on. You may be wondering how I know so much about Captain Woodenhead. Well, that's because Terry, Jill and I and all Jill's animals were kidnapped by him and forced to be his pirate slaves. We had to peel enormous piles of potatoes. I hate pirates. Be quiet, Captain Woodenhead will hear you. Risk our lives repairing the rigging. I hate pirates. Be quiet, Captain Woodenhead will hear you. Dig hundreds of really deep holes for all his chests of stolen treasure. I hate pirates. Be quiet, Captain Woodenhead will hear you. And worst of all, clean and polish the poop deck. Oh, gross, there's poop on the poop deck. Why do you think they call it a poop deck? Duh. One day when we were cleaning poop off the poop deck, Terry said, I hate Captain Woodenhead. He's nothing but a wooden-headed, wooden-eared, poopy-pants pirate. Hey, I heard that, said Captain Woodenhead. It's the plank for you lot. Get walking. He pulled out his cutlass and began using it to prod us towards the plank. Hey, cut it out, I said, batting his cutlass away with my mop. Ah, so it's a fight you want, is it? Said Captain Woodenhead. Then it's a fight you'll get. On guard! He swiped. I ducked. I swiped. He ducked. He swiped. I ducked. I swiped. Bonk. He tried to duck, but I was too fast. Slap. I hit his wooden head and it went flying off his neck, over the side of the ship and splashed down into the water below. The head bobbed around on the surface for a moment before one of the sharks that was always hanging around the ship leapt out of the water and swallowed it in one greedy gulp. Captain Woodenhead's headless body was staggering around the deck, wildly swiping the heads off any crew members unfortunate enough to get in his way. Oh no. Terry, Jill and I, and all Jill's animals jumped into the water and headed for the shore as fast as we could. Captain Woodenhead, or should I say Captain No-Head, grabbed a lampshade, put it on top of his neck and gave chase. "You'll pay for this." Then a huge storm blew up. The waves were terrifying.
Chappity chap chap.
Fortunately, we made it safely to the rocky shoreline. But Captain Woodenhead and his ship and his crew were not so lucky and were smashed to pieces on the rocks.
Oof!
The next morning, we collected pieces of wood from the wrecked pirate ship and built the very first level of our treehouse. But unknown to us, Captain Woodenhead wasn't dead. His lampshade head kept him afloat for many days until he met Gorgonzola again. This time, however, instead of just biting off his head, Gorgonzola swallowed him whole. Ugh. Captain Woodenhead now found himself trapped inside Gorgonzola's stomach. It was a disgusting place full of everything the enormous fish had ever eaten, including barrels of dynamite and a heavily armoured bicycle-powered mini-submarine. That's convenient. But the most important thing was that in there was Captain Woodenhead's original flesh and blood head. "I've missed you." "I haven't missed you." It was a little waterlogged and mouldy, but nevertheless it was his head, and he was overjoyed to be reunited with it. Together again. Captain Woodenhead wasted no time collecting up all the barrels of dynamite in Gorgonzola's stomach. He tied them all together, lit the fuse, oh no, and blasted Gorgonzola into 1,000,000 billion pieces. Kablamo! Ugh, that's pretty disgusting.
That was the explosion.
The explosion was so huge that it sent Gorgonzola's head hurtling into outer space. Ugh. Beep, 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 beep. Oi, 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 oi.
I knew that.
And into orbit around the Earth. Wow.
Whoa.
You might think that Captain Woodenhead would have been blasted to pieces too, but he wasn't. Safe inside the heavily armoured bicycle-powered mini-submarine, he survived the explosion and made his escape. It wasn't long before he found a ship to steal, assembled a new crew of ruthless cutthroats eager to do his bidding. Just wait. And was soon terrorising the high seas once more. And not just the high seas either. One day he came to our treehouse and was terrorising us. But then we heard a loud whooshing sound. We looked up to see the terrifying head of Gorgonzola falling back to earth. Eek!
Ho, 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 ho.
It landed right on top of Captain Woodenhead. Poof. He staggered to the left. He staggered to the right.
And fell.
He staggered to the left again and then fell off the deck into the shark tank where he was eaten by the hungry sharks. And was never heard of again. Well, except for in this story. The end.